The realm of Bhutan has been unobtrusively digging Bitcoin for quite a long time. The Himalayan realm affirmed it has been running a Bitcoin mining activity as secret encompasses the size of its previous digital currency ventures. Underneath the Himalayas, streams took care of by old glacial masses supply the minuscule realm of Bhutan with huge stores of hydroelectricity. All the inexhaustible asset has turned into a monetary motor, representing 30% of the nation's GDP, and filling the homes of practically its 800,000 inhabitants. However, for the beyond couple of years, Bhutan's imperial government has been discreetly contriving another utilization for these stores, controlling its own special Bitcoin mine. Sources acquainted with Bhutan's endeavors to foster sovereign mining tasks let Forbes know that conversations have been happening starting around 2020, however until this week its administration had never uncovered its arrangements. Bhutan tried to saddle the country's hydroelectric plants to control racks of mining machines that take care of complicated numerical issues to procure Bitcoin rewards. When finished, this would make Bhutan one of the main nations to run a state-claimed mine, close by El Salvador. On Saturday, days after Forbes reached Bhutanese authorities with inquiries regarding the mining plan, an administration delegate affirmed to neighborhood paper The Bhutanese that it had started mining a couple of years prior as one of the early participants when the cost of Bitcoin was around $5,000. It made sense of that the income go towards financing power and equipment costs. Bhutan's Service of Money didn't answer a rundown of inquiries from Forbes about the extent of the venture. It's indistinct while mining started, where it's found and whether the plan has made money. With respect to the beginning date, Bitcoin was esteemed at $5,000 in April 2019. It's likewise hazy why Bhutan never uncovered the task to its residents or global accomplices. Bhutan is additionally in dealings with Nasdaq-recorded mining organization Bitdeer, which was established by previous Chinese tycoon Wu Jihan. This month, Bitdeer uncovered to financial backers in a securities exchange update that it was in converses with secure admittance to 100 megawatts (MW) of force for a Bitcoin mining data center in Bhutan, scheduled to kick things off this quarter. The Singapore-based firm, one of the world's biggest Bitcoin excavators, recorded on the Nasdaq recently through a $1.1 billion consolidation with an unlimited free pass organization. Neither Bitdeer nor Bhutanese authorities answered demands for input on the arrangement. It's disturbing that Bhutan's assets have been put resources into a clandestine way. An organization with the realm would expand Bitdeer's mining limit, which is second just to bankrupt Texas-based Center Logical and Scale, by around 12%, adding to its server farms in Washington, Texas and Norway. We hope to produce 100 megawatts out of the 550 megawatts power supply from Bhutan, where the development of mining data center is supposed to start in the second quarter of 2023 and complete in the second from last quarter of 2024. Bitdeer said in a financial backer update on April 19. The declaration didn't indicate who might eventually possess it. Tucked between China, India and Nepal, Bhutan is maybe most popular for its meaningful, thunder mythical beast, Buddhist cloisters and obligation to gross public bliss over homegrown item. Notwithstanding, the detached country has endured quite a while developing a huge crypto portfolio too. Forbes recently revealed that Bhutan's state-possessed holding organization, Druk Holding and Speculations, secretively emptied large number of dollars into digital money property, which were accidentally uncovered by the insolvencies of banks BlockFi and Celsius. While these ventures were made through a sovereign element made to deal with the country's abundance for its kin, its residents were rarely told. Gossipy tidbits about government-upheld Bitcoin ranches spread the nation over lately. One Bhutanese resident told Forbes they accepted there were, for the most part exploratory, projects underway. Druk staff recorded their obligations on LinkedIn as working and making do, crypto mining farmhouse, and Bitmain-made mining rigs. How much chips Bhutan has imported likewise soar as of late, as per customs information. Bhutan's worldwide allies have mindfully noticed its developing crypto hunger and voiced worry that the $193 million spent on CPUs has powered a yawning import-export imbalance and countered with a sharp drop in the country's unfamiliar money saves. It's unsettling that Bhutan's assets have been put resources into a mysterious way in a profoundly unstable and dangerous venture which has a major natural weight, says one previous global consultant, who asked not to be distinguished. The size of Bhutan's mining. Bhutan's administration seems to have thought about working with different excavators past Bitdeer. Insiders at rival administrations and pools, where excavators share process ability to open new Bitcoin impedes quicker, said they have held progress chats with senior government authorities, including Druk, about the realm constructing and working a hydro-controlled activity. Experts who exhorted the public authority on its mining methodology before Bitdeer's declaration informed Forbes that Bhutan had recently asked concerning a 100 megawatts activity guided into one of its hydroelectric plants. This degree of expenditure would compare to a server farm the size of a few football fields. This fails to measure up to huge homesteads like Mob's Rockdale office in Texas, which gloats a 450 megawatts limit. In any case, the site would be comparable to other enormous undertakings, for example, Russia's Bitriver mine and an activity haggled by POW.RE in Itaipu, Paraguay, which draws power from one of the world's biggest dams. Bhutan Customs information indicates the size of its mining activity. The landlocked country's inbound exchange is typically overwhelmed by fuel, steel, and rice. Be that as it may, a large number of dollars of handling units, or CPUs, flooded to the highest point of its imports in 2021 and 2022, as per information distributed by Bhutan's Service of Money. Last year, around $142 million worth of CPUs were brought into Bhutan, representing around a tenth of the realm's complete $1.4 billion of inbound exchange, or around 15% of the public authority's $930 million yearly spending plan. The nation additionally imported $51 million of chips in 2021. By correlation, Bhutan custom authorities recorded just $1.1 million of these chips were imported in 2020. The expense of Bitcoin mining rigs tracks the digital currency's worth as it swings, yet industry insiders express even at 2021's high as can be costs, this degree of expenditure would liken to a server farm the size of a few football fields. The exchange information arranges the chips under a similar commodity mark utilized by Bitcoin mining rig producers, and shows they were to a great extent obtained from China and Hong Kong. Notwithstanding, it doesn't uncover who sent out and imported them. Bhutan's Service of Money noticed that the nation's complete imports took off in 2022, somewhat because of expenditure on these chips by drug property and speculation for exceptional tasks. Bhutanese authorities didn't answer inquiries concerning how the equipment was utilized. The nation has been open about its revenue in the blockchain as a financial help. In 2021, it guided a national bank computerized money with the trade wave. In any case, its crypto ventures have to a great extent stayed confidential. In any event, when they included snares with bombed organizations. Druk had recently told Forbes, remarking on its openness to BlockFi, because of secrecy reasons couldn't. Druk's new yearly reports and monetary records make no notice of its advanced resource portfolio or Bitcoin mining tasks. Druk chief Ujval Profound Dahal told neighborhood media it had acquired from BlockFi and Celsius to help different speculations, and incomes from its Bitcoin mining activity implied it had not lost cash on its computerized resource ventures. Why Bhutan got into crypto? Bitcoin mining has progressively turned into a modern activity, as often as possible depending on particular chips from Chinese organizations like Bitmain or Nasdaq-recorded Canaan. These mining rigs are frequently packaged together into huge eager-for-energy server farms. China's transition to boycott crypto exercises in 2021, as well as moves in Kazakhstan and Sweden to restrict or burden Bitcoin diggers, have constrained numerous tasks to track down new homes with modest wellsprings of power. The US, Norway and further flown objections like Paraguay, which additionally has gigantic hydropower limit, have drawn crowds of excavators. In any case, a few of the biggest mining administrators like Center Logical and Figure North petitioned for financial protection after Bitcoin costs plunged and energy costs took off somewhat recently. It's nothing unexpected that substances are mining Bitcoin in Bhutan. The rugged nation has a monstrous hydropower limit contrasted with its little populace and produces a comparative measure of power per capita as the US, a lot richer nation, says Jaron Mellerud, Bitcoin mining examiner with Luxor. This modest, abandoned hydropower is without a doubt charming for diggers whose sole occupation is transforming underestimated power into Bitcoin. Sources acquainted with the matter let Forbes know that the pandemic was a trigger for senior Bhutan authorities to start converses with Bitcoin excavators and mining providers. Bhutan, which was shut to outsiders until 1974, again fixed its lines for very nearly 2 years to protect its populace of 800,000 from coronavirus. The nation broadly fought off the infection for a really long time until its most memorable case was accounted for in an American vacationer in January 2021, which provoked the lockdown. The nation has guaranteed just 21 coronavirus passings to date, yet the pandemic crushed its travel industry, which is centered to its economy. Bhutan has supported a few novel financial ideas in the past, like its gross public bliss record, and very good quality the travel industry, with very much obeyed guests being hit with visa expenses of $200 each day. The Singapore-Bhutan affiliation, a club of Chinese, Singaporean money managers and an individual from Bhutan's illustrious family, fronted one proposition to force Bitcoin excavators to leave steel trailers, as per ongoing pitch records checked on by Forbes. The plan guaranteed imperial help and modest energy to financial backers ready to spend up to $800,000 on delivery holders kitted out with a 700-kilowatt mining rig. This modest, abandoned hydropower is without a doubt charming for excavators whose sole occupation is transforming underestimated power into Bitcoin. Dasho Yujint Sechep Dorji, uncle of Bhutan's ongoing ruler, said the venture was presently waiting. The public authority have not supported the confidential area to engage around here, Dorji told Forbes. Singapore-Bhutan Affiliation Board Part Humphrey Chan said the breakdown of FTX, and the strategic issues with moving and working mining rigs in the landlocked country, had soured financial backer interest. Investigators have likewise voiced worries about Bhutan's appropriateness for huge-scope mining tasks. While Bhutan trades generally 75% of the power produced in its country to India yearly, it streams lessen in the colder time of year dry season and it really imports energy back from its Goliath neighbor. During those periods, diggers stand to lose significant sums, as per Alex de Vries, a financial matters specialist at Vrije Universiteit Amsterdam and the creator of Digiconomist. Assuming you shut down for expanded time frames, you risk not in any event having the option to recover your venture. Not running means no pay.